Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Etsy Shop Reviews. This is episode 50, and today, you guessed it, we're going to be reviewing a print-on-demand Etsy shop submitted by one of you guys, the viewers, and I actually took a peek ahead of time, and it's looking really interesting. Got some of the most interesting primary thumbnails that I think I've ever seen, and certainly go against the grain of what we're used to seeing on Etsy, and I think in a good way. So I'm excited to take a look at this shop, and why don't we just get right to it? Quick reminder, I've got some free resources for you linked in the description. I've got my weekly print-on-demand giveaway. I've got my 8-day print-on-demand mini course where I'll send you one lesson a day via email. And I've got my print-on-demand Facebook group, so check all of those out. All right, let's jump on over to Etsy. All right, so the shop is Zoes Garage Art, and they've got a really cool banner. They've got multiple images, so they got the image slider there. A lot of like mock-ups with their custom designs framed on the products. That's really cool. They say they have digital downloads as well as, I think it looks like, products as well, but I'm not really sure. Okay, it looks like you did label them, and this is kind of what I was talking about with the cool, like, out of the box thumbnails that you just don't typically see, and they look real. I mean, they look as real gets. I don't know how you got the like Halloween themed face paint on some of your models, but this is really cool. And then you've got them like kind of color coded here, it looks like, or maybe not. I guess you have t-shirts on multiple, but this is like a really interesting way of standing out. Etsy lets us kind of do what we want with our thumbnails, so taking kind of creative liberty to do that can really work to your advantage here. Certainly your color selection is at times bold. I think kind of the gradients probably work a little bit better in terms of standing out. And then also the models you've chosen, I mean, they look really good too, especially like the Halloween themed with the Halloween face makeup. And I'm not always trying to make a big deal out of the primary thumbnails, but they do really play a significant role in the success or failure of your products, because that is what people see, you know, and it's so rare to have a niche monopolized, right? So chances are it's you and it's everybody else. So it really does help to have some top-notch thumbnails. So yeah, and it looks like you're probably split testing other things like primary display shirt colors. Like, should it be pink? Should it be black? Should it be blue? Should it be white? Should it be navy here behind me? And yeah, I mean, I think when you start hitting on something, you start seeing repetition in maybe a certain color or a certain thumbnail. Like when I say thumbnail, I mean mock-up, like primary thumbnail mock-up. Like maybe it's the, you know, crazy lady with the clown face paint, you know, looking real serious, holding a baseball bat, like a Harley Quinn or something. If it's that, then you can use that on multiple products. Keep in mind, most people aren't going to do what we're doing right now, where we stop, we slow down, and we take a hard look at your shop, and we may see, oh, look, you're reusing the same mock-up with different designs. Like, most people wouldn't see that. So if you have a really high-performing mock-up, thumbnail mock-up, don't be afraid to use it in multiple places. You know, a lot of the top shops do that. It's kind of like a formula-driven approach, and, you know, if it's working, you don't need to overthink it, just use it. It looks like you've even kind of replicated the same product twice, the white version and the black version. So instead of doing this, like, I don't know. I just think when it comes to paying 20 cents per listing per quarter, that renewal fee, I mean, 20 cents isn't a lot. So if you really think that the design is special and it's worth it, you can go this route. Otherwise, I would typically just choose one. I want everybody that sells on Etsy to be successful, to maximize profits. And, you know, I don't know how many products you have for sale. What did it say, 100? 154? You know, it can add up. Like, what is 154 times 0.2? That's $30, and then times 4. So you're paying about $124 a year. Not too crazy. But, you know, you can reduce your costs by, you know, just combining that into one listing even. I don't think you can actually combine like the dark foreground and the light foreground. Although in Printful you actually can. You just need to go in and edit the variations, and then you can update it with the dark version. So you actually can do this if you guys are wanting to. I always get a little bit mixed about doing it ahead of time versus waiting till you make a sale and then doing it. But yeah, you actually can combine a dark design and a light design in one listing if you really wanted to. Printful allows you to do that. Just using, you know, go into your store and then go to find the product. There's a little search function, and then you can click edit and you can do it there. So you've got digital downloads here as well. And the way you've actually got the digital downloads framed to me is nice, because as I'm scrolling through your shop for the first time, I know immediately what it is I'm looking at. And I think that actually may play to your advantage, making that distinction obvious, because we've all browsed Etsy. We've all seen digital download listings that are misleading people about what it is they're actually selling. A lot of times the digital print listings on Etsy, they frame it as like a product mock-up, and you may think you're buying the product, and then when you actually click in, you see in like big bold text, hey, we're just selling a digital file, and they try to make that clear, because I'm sure they get a lot of customer service requests like, wait, where's the water bottle or the mug or the t-shirt I thought I was buying? So that's good that you did that. Now, I will say this design style here, I'm not a huge fan of. Not this, sorry, not the haunted house. This sort of a thing, I don't know. Something about it is not resonating with me. I don't know if it's that it's like the colors are too bold. It might just be that. A lot of times I like to use more muted hues of colors instead of the like really rich, bold versions. I guess it all comes down. This is subjective, by the way. But personal preference here, I would probably use like lighter variations of these. And then also, I can't speak, like, I don't know how your sales are. I don't know if these are making sales or not, but you can probably get better graphics. Like, I'm assuming these are pre-made, that you didn't design them yourself. You can probably get better graphics than these that you've got right here. I don't know where you got them, but you can probably do a little bit better than that. You can check out places like Vexels, where they take design requests. I'll link to Vexels in the description. If you end up using Vexels, like, you can use both their pre-made designs, and they have a massive selection, so they probably got better, more optimized t-shirt designs than that. But they also take the requests. So if you want a specific like 55 Chevy hot rod, like, you can tell them to do that, and then they'll Google image it, and then they'll have one of their like professional designers just make you a custom one. So worth considering. On the design front, you just always have to make sure the designs are what we say good enough. Like, is it worth uploading this design slightly altered 3 times? I'm not really sure. I can't answer that for you because I don't know what's selling, but like, given the fact that Etsy charges us per listing, I probably wouldn't go that route. I mean, I wouldn't go that route, me personally. If it's like Amazon merch and I've got upload slots, or if it's Redbubble, you can do that all day. But on Etsy, I don't know if it's like the most optimized strategy. Also, you're charging $20 and offering free shipping, so I don't know who's fulfilling your orders, but there is, by the way, pricing psychology. Pricing psychology is a real thing. Like, there's plenty of studies where they sit a group of people down and they say, do you want this for $20 or this for $19.99? And a significant increase in conversions takes place on the $19.99 because you dropped the left digit from 20 to 19. That's a significant thing, even though you really only dropped a penny off of the price. So that is worth considering, repricing. And then I don't know if you're charging enough. I mean, $20 and free shipping, like, your margins are really slim. The amount of time it's taking you to set up this store, you want to get paid, right? You want to get paid. So you've even got videos here. You've got custom videos. That time and effort you're putting in, make sure you're getting paid for your work. I wouldn't be afraid to increase your profit margins there. Like, if you're going to charge $20, tack on shipping. You know what I mean? It's Etsy. People are willing to pay $20, $25 for a shirt and pay shipping on top. If you're going to go cheap, like keep in mind, if you're charging 20, somebody is going to be next to you who's charging 25, but marked down like one color plus size combo to like $14. So they're going to get clicked and they're going to make a sale at 25 because they tricked somebody into clicking them. Whereas you're showing true pricing and you have low pricing, but it's not playing the game of Etsy where you can just mark down the price of one SKU. And then in search results, that's the price that people see. So, you just got to, the playing field is what it is. Like, we don't make the rules. So you got classic car art here, and it says art prints, posters. Okay, it's cool. More wall art. Pretty cool, pretty cool. It's kind of interesting, your approach here. Like, I wonder if this is something you made where you got like your own various templated approaches to your primary thumbnails. It is really cool though. Not something I'd even considered really. Like, when it comes to mugs, I don't know if you actually need to label it mugs, but I guess it's consistent with what you've been doing throughout your shop. T-shirts. The T-shirts I really like. I think it makes a difference on the T-shirts. But then again, I'm also looking and I'm like, I don't know if I like your font selection. I know it's silly to say, but like the font selection, it's almost like, I don't know. All right, I'll let it go. The font selection's good. So you have T-shirts, automotive T-shirts, and funny T-shirts. So you have like different categories for them. That's okay, I guess. Digital downloads. So you're selling all of your hot rod car graphics that you've got there that you used on the shirts. You've got a couple hats as well. Be careful with the hue of the colors. Like there's dark green and there's light green. Like sometimes light green works better. You know what I mean? It's really tough to see what these hats say from, without zooming in and actually clicking. And a lot of times if people can't see it from right here, what you see behind me, they may not care enough to, oh, I guess you do have the full design there. But I don't know that people's eyes are drawn to the design. I think people's eyes are drawn to the product, which is the hat, where you're squinting to try to make out what it says and you just can't see it. Now, your mug mock-ups, I think the mug should be displayed more prominently. Like, whereas you have the designs displayed prominently, and I get that you have the word mug like labeled on the thumbnail, but people's brains may see this and think like, oh, it's a digital download because I can see the design is being featured as the most prominent element in the thumbnail. So I really think you should flip that. The thumbnail should be, the mug in the thumbnail should be bigger. And this is where, it's great to study the best selling designs, or not designs, I guess thumbnails, sorry, in this category, right? So what I like to do is jump on over to Insight Factory. You can go to where they have best selling items on Etsy, and in this case I actually just searched for mugs, but they also have various categories here as well that you can filter by on Insight Factory. But if you just go straight to the the keyword tool, and it's just going to find all the best sellers out there for you on the primary keywords. So in this case, you can just type in product type. I typed in coffee mug. Let's just do a quick scroll, okay? We're just going to do a quick scroll. Now, obviously, they give us, tags. They give us insights like age, so if we're doing niche research, it really helps to know the age and, track that against, how many favorites is it getting? How many views is it getting? If you want to, borrow in quotes, the tags, that also can be a shortcut. But in this case, I just want to spy on how the best sellers, the best performing products indexed on coffee mug, which implies the product type is coffee mug, how they're framing their products. So let's just take a look over on the left-hand side of the screen. And you can see that most of these coffee mugs are very prominently displaying the mug itself and zooming in enough to where we can actually see the design on the mug as well. Now that's actually an interesting one. If you're selling various maybe personalized elements on a mug, like they have 4 different mugs displayed, kind of showing that, hey, it's like a family set of mugs. That's an interesting take on it, and that's their thing, right? And look at the tags: custom mug, personalized mug, new mom gift, baby face mug, mom birthday gift. So really well thought out complimentary tags as well, and they adjusted the thumbnail as necessary. And then it says ships today, so they're offering extremely quick turnarounds on these mugs. If anybody wants to buy the personalized mugs, that's actually impressive that they've got personalization and ships the same day. So again, and we can go to the next page as well. So the takeaway here for me is that you should probably consider just altering how you're doing your mug thumbnails. Like at a minimum, prominently display the product that is a coffee mug, and also zoom it in enough to where we can see the design prominently featured on that product. That was just now I only looked through 2 pages of results here, but that being said, we do see a pretty prominent trend for the most part in these mugs. Even the non print on demand coffee mugs are all pretty centered, pretty framed, so that's where you get your attention. And somebody can, their eyes can scroll right past your listing and still ascertain in that millisecond that it was in the peripheral that they're selling a coffee mug. Whereas, with some of yours, it's not as obvious. And keeping in mind that that's the game we're playing. Hey, someone did a keyword search on Etsy. It's me and it's 40 other people selling something similar. How did I stand out? The grayish background too is kind of muted. It's not popping the way that your t-shirt thumbnails were. So I don't know that you need to go back in time and edit the previous listings, but you can if you want to. But maybe reconsider like what's working effectively too. It looks like you've got 36 sales, like what sold, study what sold, and try to figure out, of course, it's the gray backgrounds that I just said, maybe rethink. So I don't know, maybe, ignore me and you got one of the girl with the crazy clown eyes there. That thumbnail to me like pops. You could probably make a couple more Halloween shirts and do something with that. But yeah, like if you're finding that something's working, don't be afraid to double down on that as well. That's some advice that I'd give to you, and I'd give to pretty much anybody doing anything, right? The best validation comes in the form of sales. When you see trends that are working, like you've got a lot of repeat sales on these art deco borders and vintage corners. Maybe offer some more digital products similar to this. I've certainly used things like this in my time as a web developer and graphic designer, print-on-demand seller. So that's an interesting bundle. Perhaps make some more stuff like this. That seems to be working. Not to put it out there and put it on blast on an Etsy shop review, but obviously you can spy on other Etsy shops, and also Insight Factory is a great way of doing that as well. As you guys probably know, anybody that's used Insight Factory, it's great for spying on your competition, tracking what's doing well. So I'll put a link to that too at the top of the description. All right, I think I've rambled on long enough, guys. Thank you for watching this Etsy shop review. Please like and subscribe. Also, I'll link to the shop in the description. But that's it, guys. Thanks. I'll see you tomorrow with a new top 5 niches of the week video.